If you ever read High Performance Habits, the research behind that is pretty clear. These are action-oriented. High performers seek clarity. They generate energy. They raise necessity, right? They develop influence. They demonstrate courage. Each of those first words, did you ever hear that? They were verbs. They're action words. Seek, generate, raise, develop, demonstrate. Got it? The big gate of action. I should recall it the big gate of consistent action. Every day, challenging yourself to improve. Every day. Now, notice, no one likes that. Because you feel like every day, Brendon, I'm like, every day. And you're like, but I had a terrible day. Okay, well then improve how you experience that day. See, I can have a terrible day. And at the end of the day, I can go, okay, 2 years ago, here's how I would have dealt with that terrible day. Today, how can I improve how I deal with this terrible day? It doesn't mean you don't have terrible days anymore, does it? It doesn't mean you're not tired. It doesn't mean you don't get stressed. It doesn't mean you don't get frustrated. What it means is you have the intention to ask, oh, how can I improve how I'm dealing with this? How can I, have you ever been in a relationship where you and your partner, your spouse have the same fight over and over and over and over and over and over again? It's literally the same fight over and over and over and over again. No, it's literally the same fight over and over. You ever had that? What's lacking is somebody there is lacking the accountability and the consistent action to say, how can I improve this? How can I do it? What's happened is it's turned into a blame game, right? This person's responsible, not me. No accountability, no action. I don't have to improve it. You improve it. You broke it. You cheated. You're the bad one. You're the one bringing this up. And all of a sudden, you, blame, no accountability. I don't have to change, no action. If both couples get into that, that's where couples therapy has to happen, because they're both in the blame game. They've both taken the accountability off. They believe the lie that, relationships have to be 50-50 equal. No, relationships actually mean 100-100. You're 100%, you're responsible for yourself. I'm 100% responsible for myself. And it takes 100% to keep improving this thing and making it better year over year. I think that's what people forget. It's not like huge dramatic shifts always need to happen. What has to happen for most people to change? Awareness, acceptance, and accountability. And then just small, consistent actions to improve, right? It's like, that can be so tactical and tangible. I think of my career as a coach. I just try to get better every session. It doesn't mean I'm always actually better every session. It's my intention. I'm going to get better. Every session with this client will get better. Sometimes it feels like it goes 2 steps back. Luckily, it's 3 steps forward at some point. And so I don't pretend that every day is a bright, shiny, happy place. I just pretend that every day it's possible to improve my reaction, to improve my energy, to improve how I treat this person, to improve how I stay congruent, right? It is that constant desire, that constant intention to have purposeful living. And no one has purposeful intention or purposeful living and decides, I don't want to improve today. You can accept yourself and still want to improve today, right? The Dalai Lama can be fully accepting of himself, but he can also want to improve his meditative practice, right? We all have that impulse to grow, improve, develop mastery. So here's my question. If you could take just small actions every day to improve this month, could you make a list right now of what those small actions could be? Could you make a list of where those things would be? Just some small actions. If it was health, maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to meditate every day at 2:00. Great. Just to get your mental health back in check. Or it's like, you know what? It's my finances. I'm going to start saving $1 a day. Or you're like, I'm going to, if it's in your relationships, I'm going to start complimenting my wife more. All those things consistently applied shift everything. The small actions compound into big character changes, right? I and my clients, when I think about them, they're a result of a lot of conversations that awareness opened, acceptance happened, accountability was taking place, and then we just moved them forward a little bit, moved them a little forward, small actions. And over a period of weeks and days and months, as we developed them, all of a sudden they were like feeling better and reporting these astounding results. In our certified high performance coaching program, we have a score, which is basically a client-driven score of how they rate each session. And they can score on a 0 to 10 basis. The industry average is somewhere around a 6.7, maybe to 7.8, depending on the certification or the school. Ours is a 9.7 out of 10. Why? Because we focus on habits. We focus on high performance habits, and they're action oriented, right? If you ever read High Performance Habits, the research behind that is pretty clear. These are action oriented. High performers seek clarity. They generate energy. They raise necessity, right? They develop influence. They demonstrate courage. Each of those first words, did you ever hear that? They were verbs. They're action words. Seek, generate, raise, develop, demonstrate. Got it? It's like, as we do those things, oh, okay. What happens, it feels like all of a sudden life transforms over 12 weeks. As we coach in certified high performance coaching, we coach people for 12 weeks, 12-week sessions. And sometimes it's 12 weeks and we keep going. Sometimes it's 12 weeks and we're done, just depending on the client. And what happens is it's like dramatic transformations because we're putting them back in that action gate, right? A lot of people, the difference sometimes between their counseling or their therapy or their conversations with their family or their friends, it's very ruminative. It's lots of conversation, lots of things. We're high performance coaches. We're going to shift people back into that action mindset without asking crazy transformation, but across a series of habits for us, as we help them shift into action in their psychology or their physiology or their productivity or their people skills. What ends up happening is it feels like everything goes up. Everything shifts.